greatest shopping network. I mean, it's like all that in a bag of chips.
Yeah, they're tooling up for being a pharmacy now, too.
And they're going to have medical and everything. You know, I'm sure it's going to go to the point where if it becomes a monopoly and then you're going to get poor service because where are you going to go? That's the unfortunate. Everything, you know, it's just like alcohol and cigarettes. They're great until you start doing too much, right?
I didn't know you could do too much alcohol and cigarettes.
Well, talk to my grandpa. He did.
Yep, my dad too.
He right up until till the end. I went when they did. They drained his lungs with the needles because he had filled his lungs up. He had COPD and he was on oxygen. And so, like I said, one time I remember eating watermelon in a summer afternoon. He was babysitting me. I was about 5, and he had commercial oxygen tanks, oxyacetylene tanks. Well, he didn't want to buy medical grade, so he bought commercial oxygen tanks. And he had them in the shop, and he brought it in the house and used it for... Well, anyway, he would pull his mask aside, take a hit off his cigarette, and then he would put his O2 mask back on, and the smoke would come out of little holes in the mask when he'd blow it out.
Yeah, that's scary. And then not only that, is that oxygen is so damn flammable, right? I mean, it's not flammable like some of the gases, but it's a huge accelerant.
Yeah, I mean, my grandpa, I didn't get the chance to hang out with him that much because he passed away, but he taught me one thing: don't smoke.
Yeah, that's one way to learn from somebody else's mistake, that's for sure.
Yeah, I didn't need not Charles Bronson. Who was the guy, the bald guy that said just don't smoke on TV? The King and I guy?
Yul Brynner.
Yul Brynner, there you go. Hey, Mike, sounds better.
Still trying not to breathe and talk.
You sound croupy. You still sound like you got a frog, but at least you're up and around.
What I want to know is, a couple of days back, did you toot your harmonica? It sounded a little bit weak.
Probably because I don't have the breath for it.
I thought, man, that's somebody that needs to get over his cough or flu or whatever. But anyhow, hey, good to hear you.
Yeah, I coughed so hard that I bruised my spleen. So now when I cough, I get a sharp pain.
Nice. You didn't break your ribs yet, did you? That means your ribs are still. You're still. Well, you drive truck and you're agile. The old people, I used to deal with them in the ambulance. They would get pneumonia and cough, and they'd break their rib cage. Yeah, it's serious. Did you end up going to the doctor then?
No, not yet.
And are you back to work? You're okay to do that, or you been seriously sidelined with this crap?
Oh no, I went back to work last Thursday. So I've been working.
Oh, okay. So you're not death eating a cracker. It's just lingering, huh?
Yeah, when I'm working, I'm not talking. Just sitting there listening to my podcast.
Yeah, well, that's my kid just called. He was supposed to come out and help me. He was off the other day, and luckily I didn't have him come out because I always double check. Well, his girlfriend and his girlfriend's grandparents, they came down with this croup crap, and luckily, because I always make sure that any of the family members come out and get near my parents. The parents, they're not sick, right?
Yeah. I've been staying away from people.
I mean, you've had it so long, unless they modified it or did something special and you don't have a fever, you should not be contagious. But if it is bacterial and you do spit it up or cough it or, whatever, yeah, you could still grab it.
No, we're going on 2 weeks now.
Wow.
That should be the very tail end of it.
Did your wife get it as bad as you?
Yeah, she's still coughing. Because she's in the warm house sewing.
Sewing. That's good.
Today was her very last day, officially retired.
Her last day or yours?
Her last day was today.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nice. Tell her congratulations. That's awesome. And we're all working towards being retired.
Yeah, I'm still part of the workforce. I'm retarded. I'm not retired.
Sewing place in Fresno.
She used to have to go to Fresno every day?
3 or 4 days a week. It's not mandatory.
I'll be back.
Okay, I'll be here.
Super duper. Yeah, I was wondering if when they're going to get either IRLP or Echolink or something on their repeater up there in where Ernie is, and then we could log in.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I haven't used Echolink in a long time.
What'd you say?
I said I haven't used Echolink in a long time.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Echolink.
I didn't catch it the first time, obviously.
Hey, if you can't be a retard twice, then what can you be? That's the whole term. It's right? Like again?
Heck yeah, that's why I keep saying I've been tired already. I should be retired.
Yeah, I got a few more years of this crap. Still dreading dealing with the union and my up-ended pension.
Yeah, I bet. But, you know, it's never too soon. You could get that ball rolling and try and work out some of the necessary things that you're going to have to do.
Yeah, when I got taken off the ambulance, well, I took myself off, but I could have gone permanent disability. My doctors were going to give me, they said, hey, you can have permanent disability, but I said no. And then I went to my union, and like I said, 6 months prior to me getting off the ambulance, they said that they pulled out of the contract. You couldn't get a medical leave or a disability pension, or I could have been receiving my pension that I paid in all those 20 plus years into. Hey, good evening, Monty.
Oh, hello.
You're super low, but I can't hear you now.
Well, that's because I only have half an antenna.
One half's on the ground?
Roger.
Can you hear him, Dave?
Yeah, I can hear, not the whole time, the lightning crashes are taking them out, but I do hear them out there. Hello, Monty, W6CNC.
Hello. There's the east outpost, half an antenna, 100 watts. Much way to get now.
The earthworms are getting RF'd.
That's all right. Maybe I'll melt some of the snow off.
That's crazy. Half the antenna's on the ground. So now you have a horizontal vertical, right? Isn't that how that works? Where you have one is now a ground lead and the other one's a radiator?
Yeah, my south-facing leg on my antenna there is laying on the ground. The other one is about 15 feet off the ground, and the apex of an inverted V is about 15 feet off the ground.
Yep, roger that.
My window line is touching some snow.
Yeah, the band just swallowed you up. I'm wondering if Mike's hearing you. You hearing him, Mike?
I don't think Mike's hearing anybody.
Maybe he's coughing. Well, anyways, Monty, if the band goes away for good, it's good hearing you tonight. And if not, like I said, I'm not taking off yet, but it's just the band is horrible.
Yes, it is. I can hear that.
Yeah, we got some lightning coming from Tornado Alley back east.
Well, we have blizzard conditions here. We have drifted snow. Some of the drifts are like 4.5 feet deep.
So you're having blizzard conditions again tonight?
Roger. It's about 30-mile-an-hour winds and blowing snow.
Whoa. Wow. Yeah, I dig that, but as an adult now, when I was a kid, I liked it better. But yeah, now as an adult, I don't like when the weather's too bad because it usually means I end up on the backhoe or doing something, scraping something, shoveling something, chainsawing something.
Well, my 30-minute drive from work is normally, just easily 30 minutes. It was 2.5 hours tonight.
Wow. Did you get enough snow you had to plow then?
Negative. I didn't have to plow down below. It's just raining down below, but we sanded because it's going to freeze up. But on the way home, there was a pine tree across the road, so I had to get that cut out of the way and get through that.
So you got one more day tomorrow, and then you can ride out the storm for the weekend.
Today's my Friday, but I have to go in on Sunday if they get snow.
Oh, I see. I was going to say you could hunker down.
That's a 4-day weekend, too, and I have to go to work.
Oh, is it Monday, a holiday or something?
Roger, that's Black Monday.
Yeah. It's Martin Luther King Day.
Holy moly, another holiday.
Yeah, roger that. When I studied in school and stuff like that, it's a shame that guy got shot. I think that guy was pretty smart, I mean, I'm not black, but I think he was somebody that did good, and there was no I don't think there was a lot of underhanded stuff with his situation, to be honest. If you look at him, he wasn't like a criminal that did good or anything like that. He was just, his family was decent, trying to make it better for those people, to be honest, which I could say, not a lot of people like that anymore, right?
Roger. He didn't want the blacks to be more than whites or the whites to be more than black. He wanted everybody equal, exactly equal.
Yeah, just people. We're all the same, right? You cut somebody, we all bleed. I could be down with that. We want to be separate now and elevated because you said this 200 years ago and blah blah blah. That never works out.
I didn't say anything 200 years ago.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you can't, it's just like, can we sue the Romans for the lead pipes? I mean, what the hell are we going to do?
You are correct. We all bleed the same. We're all brothers from the same mother.
What's sad is there was less racist rhetoric 40 years ago when I was a child, and that's scary. You know what I mean, Dave? That's insane, considering 40 years we've gone backwards.
Did you see John Hopkins released their list of the privileged people?
John Hopkins as in the university?
Yeah, medical university or whatever?
Yeah, John Hopkins University. What did they release?
They released a list of privileged people.
As in by nationality or color or what?
Yeah, there's a whole list. Yeah, gender and nationality and color of your skin. There's a bunch of them. You have to look at the list. It was a lot.
So, am I medically privileged? Do I have a beefier spleen or anything like that? I mean, come on. This is getting. This is John Hopkins. This is the DEI. And everybody, and even Elon Musk says the DEI needs the DIE. So the privileged are, I'm going to skip the top one, able-bodied people, heteros, cisgender, Christians, middle or owning class, middle-aged people, English-speaking people. What? And here's Johns Hopkins is a University of Medicine. None of those things on the list are medical.
But they have a list.
Jesus Christ. That's cringy, as to coin a phrase, cringy.
Yeah, pretty scary when things go that, when things from a place like that large, that would go that direction.
So here, Johns Hopkins has a medicine's chief diversity officer. That tells you all you need to know right there. That's blasphemy. That's a train wreck right there. To have a medical chief diversity officer. You know what that means? That means that only certain people will get medications and stuff like that. That's where we're headed, right?
Yeah, if you're privileged, you'll be at you may be at the top of the list to be privileged, but you'll be at the bottom of the list to get care.
Yeah. So I guess the best way to even things out is to relive the worst things and do it to the other people. That's what I'm getting out of it. You think about the same?
Right. So in that case, if it was racist to do it before, isn't it racist to still do it now?
No, because it's equality now. We renamed it. We changed the name of equality. You know what that means? That means that a bunch of German people should be wondering if they see a bunch of ovens being built with some, like pizza ovens with fences around it, they should be sweating.
Yep, I've mentioned here on the air before, the Manzanar over there has been rebuilding. They've put up 4 buildings, 5 buildings. They're claiming, and it may be true, that they're just rebuilding all the old stuff as in like a museum or whatever. But one of the first things they rebuilt was the guard stand up on 60 feet in the air or whatever it is. Yeah, it's crazy when you see all that stuff happening out there. W6TNT.
KJ6VRC. You know, my relatives, my grandmother, they immigrated here, but some of our family members were caught up in the gypsies and the Hungarians, the Jewish and the non-Jewish Hungarians. They got nuked in those ovens too. Actually, my grandmother said there were some family members, first cousins and stuff like that got in the camps. So does that mean that, had nothing to do with me? I was never there, didn't get in the war, but does that mean we should get reparations for that, right? I don't think so. I'm just being facetious, but.
Oh no, you're privileged now.
The Germans took some of my relatives and easy baked oven. I mean, it was horrendous. It's horrible. It's for the best interest to do no harm. Wars are a nightmare. I mean, I don't understand. And now they're getting generations of people to think that abusing on behalf of another race is going to be okay, right? So that's where, like I said, we've gone backwards. I've heard more racist stuff in this century than I did in the last century when I was a kid, and we've gone backwards, which is and we've gone downhill. We not only have we had racism back then, but we had morality and we had the rule of law. So it was a horrible place to be back east. They treated people crappy in some spots, and they did this, and I understand, but it was still a safe city and town. Now you've got no safety, you've got racism blatantly going on, and you've got no morality, and it's a train wreck. So we've gone backwards, like way backwards. We're in a dark age when it comes to economics, morality, just anything, decency, common decency. It's out the window. It's unbelievable. I never would have thought in a million years that it would come to this. I figured, we have some bumps in the road. Things change. We're going to have to deal with, just like, electric cars. They're not going to force us to do everything instantaneously because it's not sustainable. It can't be done. But no, we're on a dead run to a brick wall.
Well, isn't them pointing out my defect, in essence, racism on their part?
You would be right, Weldon. I would agree with you if I wasn't brainwashed. So I'm going to say no.
So there's no hope for me.
Yeah, you're on my list. I'm young enough to where I think I can think badly of you, so don't worry about it.
You can do that naturally, right?
Yeah, this is a joke. I'm being facetious. I don't think bad of you.
I know.
I'm so shocked with the state of affairs that you almost have to laugh to not cry about it. It's unbelievable. Like I said, I've never, when I grew up, my parents and everybody, I was taught this, I was taught that. I don't think I'm a racist person. I never had to explain that I'm not, or I am, or I'm not, or whatever, But now everybody's got a label on them, and we've gone, I'm just waiting for my water fountain. I don't know about you. But the bad news is they're going about it the wrong way. They want to tear everybody down that helped build the country in order to give it to somebody else that doesn't even really know how to take care of it. It's like, the neighbor kid gets a cat, and the other kid next door that doesn't know how to take care of the cat, they take the cat, give it to the neighbor kid, and the neighbor kid kills the cat. Well, that's what they're doing with America right now.
You got it. Well, let's hope that 2 years from now, we'll look in the back and say, do you believe that was what they were doing back then?
Yeah, I'm hoping this will just be a terrible Star Trek episode that we can fondly look back on 30 years from now.
I hope it's that simple, Weldon.
Well, I can be optimistic. I don't have 30 years to be able to look back. I can say, well, 2 years, yeah, I think it's possible 2 years from now that some people will have recognized the error of their ways, but not everybody's going to agree. But it started with just a small handful of people that just named themselves a different name. They used to be socialists, and now they call themselves progressives. But the progressives are not the majorities.
Don't limit yourself, Weldon.
Yeah, we're being fear-mongered by a minority, and it's a mental minority. It has no color. It has no ethnicity. It's a mental minority. This isn't a race war. This is a morality and a economic, and has to do with like I said, people with IQ issues or they don't have their own sense of well-being, so they follow. We've got a bunch of followers. What Grant calls them, hand-wringers.
Yeah.
And people like to join, and people like to belong. That's the one thing. You get a weak-minded person, and they don't like to lead. They want to follow. So you get a bunch of followers, which is fine. But if you get the wrong flock leader, you got a bunch of dead sheep on your hands.
Oh, sheep.
Or my grandma say, don't let the fox in the hen house.
Yeah, don't be a sheep.
Boy, whoever did the naming convention in this country sure messed up. What's plural? Sheep?
Sheeple.
I think they're shep.
Shepherds.
Sheep.
Get the flock out of here.
Moose.
Reminds me of driving down my driveway day before yesterday. I just nosed the car over the edge of the little dippy-doo in my driveway, and it scared a whole flock of turkeys. They all went airborne at once. I'd never seen that before.
Oh, there's a video where turkeys that have AK-47 rifles and stuff, and they're running around.
Wasn't that a little video you sent around?
There's another one. I was going to link it. This one had like a whole flock of not whole flock, but like a whole, whatever they call them, a gaggle of geese or whatever they were, the turkeys with guns, and they were like having a war out in the field, chasing each other. Oh my God, it's hilarious.
I guess if they're big birds, it's not a covey.
That's for quail, right? Covey of quail.
I guess quails are the only ones that can have a covey.
McCovey Cove?
Why is that? Why can't other birds have a covey?
Well, because they're woke.
And they got flocks.
So quail don't have arms.
Well, that YouTube sure put arms on them, and that was sure funny.
That's hilarious.
I showed that to Sharon. She was laughing her ass off.
Shows how mentally depleted I am. I find joy in little animals with fake arms.
She saw that bird chasing the dog with the chainsaw, and she was cracking up.
That was a kick.
We had geese growing up for a lot of years, and I used to go outside if I had shorts on. I mean, you ever been bit by a goose?
Get blocked by a goose. Yeah, man, they put their head down and come at you.
Yeah, they bite hardcore. I got welts on my legs when I was a little kid. You get chased around by the geese. Yeah, they get mad. And then we had a couple goats. We had a billy goat. He used to pee on his nose all the time. I don't know if you guys ever had goats. And this one didn't have his horns burned off, so he actually ate the seat cover on my goddamn XR75 motorcycle. I was so pissed.
I just ate a goat today.
You had goat today, Monty?
Yeah, goat sausages.
Yeah, well, my dad thought it was funny. I used to have a rubber garden hose piece to go outside and get my bicycle or whatever, because I'd be standing in the yard and the goat would run across the yard and run into me at like 20 miles an hour and knock me down. My dad used to think it was funny.
Those goats. It's amazing, man. You watch them, two of them, they'll be standing there, and, man, they butt heads, just full force butt heads. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, the billy goat, he used to run into me. I was like 8, 9 years old, so I was, not real tall, and he'd run across the yard and go, and then run into you right in your ass, your leg, knock you down. Good times. And then my dad came out, and he was on the hood of the Camaro, and then the goat went away. Never came back.
Yeah, he turned into sausage.
Actually, we gave the billy goat to my dad's good friend, and the goat ended up on the roof of their convertible Mustang or something like that on the top, and I guess he turned it into sausage. Yeah, we used to have a bunch of goats, and then we used to get goat's milk. I used to feed it to the pigs. I got desperate one time, and I put goat's milk on Cocoa Pebbles, Cocoa Puffs, and that was the worst, disgusting, to this day.
Cheese. Goat's milk is good for cheese. What's the feta cheese or whatever they make out of that?
Yeah, they make cheese out of it. That's fine, but yeah, drinking the milk. People that drink goat's milk, oh, nasty. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Grew up on a ranch, but I drew the line. Used to go out there with a stainless steel bucket. You put the goat up there and then milk it every morning, and then you strain it and put it in the thing and put it in the refrigerator. And then, like I said, my mom used to cook with it. But once we free ranged them, the goats started eating everything, and we put them on cables. And so they were up on the mountainside, and then we noticed that the goats were eating the poison oak, so we stopped drinking the milk and started giving it to the pigs.
Pigs will eat anything.
Well, we were afraid that the milk would get tainted if the goats were eating, honey and bees and whatever else, and what you eat, stuff like that. We figured that it was not good if the goats were eating poison oak, that then you drink the milk.
Yeah, probably not a good thing.
They were packing up the honeybees from here today when I drove by. They were loading them up, take them someplace, and the only thing that I can think of they were getting here was the poison oak. But I don't think there's anything that's in season now. Why would they be here?
Something has to be. But what about? They're probably just. What about, what was I going to say, like Scotch broom or anything like that? Do you have any of that stuff?
No, thank goodness there's none around this area that I know of. There might be over in Grand Smith.
Yeah, we have different Scotch broom and this and that. We used to have bees. We had about 10 hives and a queen. We had whatever, how many queens it was. We used to have the little the smokers. You put the newspaper in there, light it, and then poof, 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 and then you wear the beekeeper's hat and stuff like that. I helped my parents take care of bees for a while. We had them for a while, but what was gross was see, we always got this. You can't pay attention in life, or ignorance is bliss. So we saw the bees were in the yard. My mom's got flowers, we got Scotch broom and everything like that. We collected the honey for a couple of years, and then it turned out. We saw the bees. They were on the front porch of the house where the dogs would pee, and the bees are drinking the dog pee and then going back to the nest. And we're like, party's over.
I guess so.
So yeah, I did not want to. We didn't use the honey after we saw all the bees coming down to soak up the dog pee. They were drinking it. I swear to God. I guess ignorance is bliss, but
dogs were diabetic.
Could be. So instead of a honeybee, it was honeybee.
Honeybee. Yeah, it was quite an operation down there today. They had the forklift out, loading up this big 18-wheeler, and it's nice, neat stacks, and they put a big net over it to contain everything. They don't contain the bees, though. I guess the bees are, if they make it into the hive in time, they're fine. They can I guess, show their passport and go any place.
They'll cork it, they'll vent it. They'll make it to where the bees can't get out in transit. But they usually do it in the evenings. They'll move them in early morning or evenings or cold days, which that's true. You smoke them in and then you put the vent where they can't come out and make sure the queen, everything, and you quietly move them. And then, because we packed up beehives and moved a few times, we would move them on different parts of the ranch. They'd always come down to the house and drink the pee, though. It was not a good situation. Yeah.
Yeah, the family lives down at the end of my road. They've been in the commercial bee business for years, and he's now one of the kingpins in producing queens. He has a mail order business all around the United States for producing queens.
He sounds like he's got bee privileges.
Yeah, he's privileged, all right.
I guess that makes him the king of bees.
King of bees.
You know what? I want a surname then or something. I want to be known as Sir Jason then or something, if I'm privileged.
We ought to get something out of it if we're privileged.
Yeah, it should be aristocratic. I got to hold my pinky up. Sir Jason the Fourth or something.
You're white.
No, I'm not.
I got a card in my back pocket that says I'm white privileged. probably do have a card.
I'm Hungarian.
I think that's pretty much given on your birth certificate.
Caucasian.
The robots that are controlled by the AI are going to come and round us all up.
I got AI, asshole intelligence. I matched the first top three. It says white people, able-bodied people, and then heterosexual. So I'm at the top of the list.
Yeah, and I think on that list was male. So yeah, you're just about all of them on the list.
And we fit everything.
You're toxic.
Hey, the good news is it's just like the jammers. I don't care what they say. You're not going to ruin my fun. There's nobody going to brainwash me. Jonestown, I would have been there and hung out, but I sure as hell aren't drinking the Kool-Aid.
Bring your own.
Yeah, they're gonna tell all those privileged people here you have to wear Nike's purple robe and here's your glass of Kool-Aid.
Hail Bob Comet.
Now they're going to send you to the carousel. Have you ever seen Logan run?
Well, here's the deal. Gavin Newsom is evidently privileged. So as soon as he hands his job to somebody that he's supposed to give it to that's not privileged, so it needs to be, somebody that's homeless and this and that, he needs to give the governor's seat to him, just hand it to him, right? Because that way, it's, as long as when he gives up his position and money and everything like that and his job, then I'll believe this crap. But until that, like Dave says, you lead from the front.
Yep, lead from the front, and if it's good and it shows that it's good, everybody's going to follow.
Yeah, I'm too old to be reprogrammed. I was taught to think for myself and never be ashamed of yourself. So, sorry, it's not going to work. I was taught you're not supposed to get bullied, right? Bullies are bad, and that's what they're doing. They're socially trying to bully everybody, make people feel bad. Good luck with that one. Like I said, they tried that in Nazi Germany. They made an entire race of people. The Jews. They had to wear stars. They had to go to the ghetto. They couldn't have guns. They couldn't own property. They were actually the Jewish people in Germany were the OG MAGAs, right?
Yeah, probably so.
Because they were considered mongrels. So that's the best way to get somebody. When you can convince somebody that somebody in your own class is an ant and it's okay to step on them, then you won. But I got news for you. This ant isn't easy to step on. What if we had aliens come down with spaceships and then they took Joe Biden and ate his head on national TV? Would the world? Would people straighten up and fly right or what?
I'd buy him breakfast.
Because there's quite possibly an alien race out there that is above us that could come down here and just do whatever they want, right? It could be Soylent Green.
That was the Twilight Zone episode, right? To serve man?
Yeah, that's the other thing, we're so stuck on ourselves, like we think we're in control of Mother Nature, we think we own this planet, and history tells us that this planet stops for nothing. It'll spit us out if we're not too and just because climate change and this and that. No, it could be a meteorite, it could be volcanic, it could be something that has nothing to do with us, and it will shut us down, and we will extinction level event could happen at any century. Who knows?
It could be biblical.
Be biblical. That's a very true statement. And just ask the dinosaurs about extinction. Oh, that's right. You can't talk to them.
Because they're dead. And could there have been populations prior to the dinosaurs? There could have been humans before that. Or there could have been, homonyms or whatever they call them, before us. There could have been a species that was close, but,
Oh, well, they didn't have AOC there saying don't fart dinosaurs, because when you fart, you're going to
after a million years,
cause climate
back
change.
to dirt.
I'm 77 years old. I'm a dinosaur.
Different kind of dinosaur.
I always liked the beginning to that show, Futurama, the pilot.
Oh, Leela?
Futurama, where the guy gets frozen, the cartoon character, and shows the aliens flying over and blows up civilization that rebuilds, and they blow it up again and rebuild.
Oh, yeah. He's delivering pizza to a cryo clinic, and the person he's delivering the pizza to is Icy Wiener.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a cool show. I dig Futurama.
Welcome to the future.
You know what? Actually, in today's world, the only dinosaur that people would care about would be the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Transaurus Rex?
Tyrannosaurus Rex. Because it's transgender.
Yeah, that's why you say it is Transaurus Rex.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Did you say Transaurus?
That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Couldn't defend himself because he has small arms.
Oh, so John Hopkins rescinds the memo calling white Christian English people speaking privileged. Oh, they rescinded it. Oh my God. That's like in the manipulation CIA booklet, in the how to beat your wife booklet, in the how to make your neighbors hate you booklet. That's like the first thing you do is you abuse, you irritate, you antagonize, and then after it's sunk in and they're cowering, you say, "Oops, I'm sorry."
Yeah, exactly. Tell somebody how terrible they are and say, "Just kidding."
Yeah. That's such a bunch of horse shit. Like I said, I see that little kid sees dead people, I see right through their bullshit.
6
Shut the fuck up.
So it's always good to know that we still have thought, we have the ability to think, and there's those that don't. There's the hand wringers and the mouth breathers, but I think we're coming to an impasse.
I think I'm doomed. I think I'm going to go look for a reacher, so I'm going to call it quits.
Yeah, you'll dig that show. Have a good night, Weldon 73.
Okay, have fun, Jason, Dave, and I couldn't hear Monty at all, and but anyhow, my regards to everybody. 73, KJ6 IOD, I'm clear.
7-3, Weldon, I can hear you. You can't hear me.
7-3, Weldon, and Monty said 7-3 as well, if you didn't hear him. And have a good night, and we'll catch you out here tomorrow evening, W6TNT.
Dave, you were supposed to go. This is W6TNT, and I do have traffic. And then Weldon would go, what was the traffic? Oh.
That's right. I need to remember that. One of these days I'll do that.
We got to get in preparation for that.
Stuck in traffic.
We got a little transaur ass out here right now, I think.
That is so funny.
A lot of dinosaurs. Well, my antenna settled down. The moisture's off of it. It's back to 1.01 at legal limit. It likes to dart around until the moisture's gone off that window line.
I'm sure Henry can help with that.
Yeah, we're banging 1450, 1475. We're right at the limit. Everything it takes about, I don't know, 30 minutes of talking before it's like an old crystal in a radio, you know, it's got to warm up, but the antenna, like I said, everything, it moves around for a while, and then all of a sudden after I've talked on it, I think it dries out.
Yep, haven't had that here in quite a while. No moisture.
SWR.
Oops, I doubled with you, Monty.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying no moisture here, no issues.
My window line's down in the snow, and I've still got a 1.1 SWR.